going on? What's going on? What's going on? What is up? What is up, everybody? All right, just getting all finalized here. G63’s. All right, what's going on, Ryan? Yeah, it's been a busy day. But wanted to carve out a little bit of time right here at the end of the day to go live with all of you. So here we are. All right, how's everyone doing today? It's been a few days since I've been able to hop on here and be with you all, answer your questions. Sky, yo Doug, long time, just moved from Rover to Toyota. Nice, Sky. Congratulations to you. Toyota is the brand these days. That seems to be the case anyway. What's a good third row with captain's chairs under 70K? Well, you're talking about new or pre-owned. A lot of great options for you to consider pre-owned, but you're not too far off with a new GLS. Brian, thank you for serving. I'm guessing you're talking about in the automotive industry. Advice for a new GSM. Yeah, the best advice I can give you is make sure that you connect with your team, get to know them all individually, what makes them different, because they're all going to need a different version of you for you to be successful. Retail is detail, Ben. What did I miss? Tips for someone getting into car sales business. Talk to as many people as you can, Jag. This is a contact sport, which means the more contacts you're making, the more people you're in contact with, the better off you will be. You can't potentially sell somebody a car today or down the road if you're not talking to them first, right? So that is the number one thing that you got to be thinking about, is always be looking for people to talk to. And by the way, don't talk to people just about selling cars, right? Just have a conversation with them, get to know them, make a connection. Raul, sending love from Plano. Thank you, I appreciate that. Do you work at Mercedes of Plano? You all are machines down there, putting out a lot of Mercedes-Benzes. Opinion meaning, what is holdback? Holdback refers to the term that a dealership can earn below the invoice price. Okay, so every dealership, when they buy a car from the manufacturer, when the manufacturer sells a car to the dealership pays the invoice price for that car. And then holdback is extra money that can be earned if various criteria are met, right? So not every dealer owns all or earns all of the holdback that is possible. So it is there's different criteria depending on the manufacturer to earn it, but it is not guaranteed. That's the important thing to note. That is the important thing to know. Why am I not seeing anything? Hold up here. I think we might have an issue over on. I think I got to redo the Real Car Guys at Mercedes-Benz of Coral Gables. All right, I love that. I'm not seeing any of the chat over on YouTube. Falconer, what's going on? I can see that at least. What do you drive? I'm just started driving a GLE 580 actually as of today, or as of over the weekend. So the EQS 580 that I was driving is on the road. Is a G63 worth it? I've seen a lot of customers complain about the back seat space. Yeah, I mean, G63s are amazing. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to be super spacious in the second row. That is one thing that you should know going into one for sure. Let me see, primary chat, YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I guess nobody's. Primary chat should be YouTube. Could try Facebook. Heard Mercedes is giving up on EVs for the U.S. I would not say that that's what's happening. I would not say that they're giving up on EVs. I think that they're just hitting the pause button on the EQ models specifically while they determine what the best course of action will be moving forward. Right, so big differentiation there. But we have the CLA EV coming out later this year. What's up?
You on live?
I am.
Did you put a video up?
Yeah. Why?
Okay, because
I warned you. I told you all what I was doing. What?
No, I didn't.
Why? What happened?
This guy's just like, he's like, is this for real? And I'm like,
it's for real.
I'm like, Ash, you caught me off guard. What's going on? He's like, I have a G550 to trade in. Would you sell me this at MSRP? I'm like, yeah, you financing? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay.
That's the video I put out.
I didn't know.
I just did it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, is this a real? I'm like,
it is. It's real.
He literally caught me off guard. I'm like,
yeah.
Brandon, thank you, Brandon.
What?
Caught me off guard.
Caught everybody off guard.
Are we interested in this? Because this is a very,
what?
The text message you sent me. Here.
Just call.
What?
That's not who you were on the phone with?
No, different.
Just call.
Here. Look at the back of...
What?
Look at the back of this G-Wagon.
What?
Oh, it's hysterical. I think it's hysterical.
Can you stop being so cryptic? I'm on a live.
I'm not being cryptic. Here, look at this.
Are you going to show me or not?
Yes. You're not very nice to me.
Buddy, I'm just like, for a full minute now, I'm just staring at you. Wait a minute. What is the back end of... Oh, he took off the spare tire cover?
So, can we take that trade?
I need the spare tire cover back.
He doesn't have it.
Well, that's a problem. You can't sell it like that. I get a price on what a full replacement.
It's probably 10 grand.
We need to figure out what it is. Why doesn't he have it?
You have the spare
That looks just so weird.
tire cover? Question mark.
That looks so bizarre. I've never seen anything quite like that. D Downs, thanks for doing all of these chats. Of course, my pleasure, Seth. Testing the YouTube chat seems to be working now. Thank you for testing that. I appreciate it. All right. Is there any way for me to get out of my GLC AMD lease if it is a lemon? You'd have to take that up with your local Mercedes-Benz dealership and see what's going on with it.
Is there even an option on this for missing equipment from factory?
Can't tell if you're 25 or 55. Neither.
Aftermarket.
What?
What? Aftermarket.
Hold up. Can you just get a price on it, please?
Yes, laying since new in parts department with the tire. Okay, perfect.
Okay, need it reinstalled.
I would need reinstalled.
Because you're not going to be able to, you're not putting that in the back of the car and shipping it that way.
Go through the window.
Correct.
The car.
All right.
So can you give me a number on that car then?
I need pictures.
I really like, I'll take
a number of what
no
car?
Problem.
What?
The lead you gave me in Miami.
Put it in AccuTrade.
It is an AccuTrade.
Are there photos in there?
Yes.
Other than that one?
I put in the photos they sent me. And look, he has a GTR, Hellgreen Magna.
Old one?
Yes. And the same thing on the back right here.
This guy's funny.
I think it's great.
All right.
I think I showed
All right. How much did you say it would cost to ship? Your cars are cheaper than the ones in North Carolina. North Carolina, generally $600 or so to ship open. Let's see. Why does a one-payment lease save so much money over the standard 36-month lease? It doesn't save that much, Falconeer. It saves a little bit, but not what it used to. All right, it doesn't save the amount of money that it used to. Mercedes-Benz cut that incentive in half at the start of 2024, and so it's just not quite the same benefit as it used to be. Okay. Thoughts on the current EV market? Sam, the current EV market is very interesting because with all of the announcements of manufacturers canceling their plans for future EVs or scaling back on production, it actually makes them quite scarce. And there are people out there that actually like those cars for what they are. Count me among them. I've been daily driving an EV for nearly 4 years now. And the fact that we're sold out now of our EQS SUVs, which is my preferred model because I've got a family and we need the space. But I just enjoy them as a daily driver. So it's getting harder to get one, and it will become even more difficult to get one. So Colin, any other issues with this car at all? Are these aftermarket wheels?
No, those are monoblocks with all-terrain tires.
Yeah, those are some ridiculous tires on there.
It's on the badging's on his Ferrari, and it's
This guy's got a Ferrari as well?
but it's.
He said he works for Lexus.
The stickers
Doing what? Does he own Lexus? Is he the CEO?
Stickers are on the back of the cars.
Well, those have to come off. As funny as they are, they have to come off. I would say
I think 163 is a good number. He wants to know if he would do a pass-through form, though.
no.
No.
Why would we do that?
Exactly. That's
We-
what I said.
We need the trade-in.
Yeah. Yes. What do you need? You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I think this number is fine. The 163, 125. Okay. All right. Why are the Miami Hurricanes so much better than Ohio State? Falconer, I can't answer that question for you either. Stephen, is there a general guide that I can use to help understand what lease would cost? 100,000 would be no, Stephen. There's not. In fact, and please don't try to find a general guide that will help you to understand that, because there are 3 levers that a manufacturer can pull on a lease, and the MSRP of the car is the least helpful thing to look at to have an idea of what a car will lease for. It just is not. If you're doing that, then it's going to be wrong most of the time. Okay. So MSRPs are very misleading when it comes to leasing, because it could be a car that a manufacturer wants to incentivize on leasing. It could be a car that they don't want to incentivize on leasing. And depending on incentives and the money factor and the residual value, the lease can change wildly from one month to the next. What kind of sunglasses do you wear? Araz? Right now, you'll be disappointed to know that I've got a pair of sunglasses that kind of look like Persols, but they're just from Amazon. I don't even know what the name of the brand is. But, yeah, they're not particularly exciting. Brett, your G63 is available. Make me sad for not having a trade. The 1980s 550 didn't work out. Oh, Brett, I'm sorry about that, brother. I really am. The money factor is what determines the rent charge on a lease. Okay, so a lot of people like to compare that to an interest rate, but it does not work the same way as an interest rate, no matter how much people on the internet want it to. So there is a cost, of course, associated with borrowing a car on a lease. And part of it is the depreciation of the car, which is determined based on the residual value, right? You're paying for, let's call it, half of the car over the life of the lease. And then the rent charge determines what the cost of borrowing the funds will be. And it can be high, it can be low. The main difference between rent charges and APRs, even though they operate in a very different way, and we can get into that if people want to, but although they can move somewhat in line with APRs and interest rates, they also have nothing to do with interest rates at all, in the sense that interest rates are very predictable. Based on what's going on with the Fed and what the Fed rate is set at, you're going to know generally what you're going to qualify for on an APR when you borrow money. Money factors could be practically zero. They could be higher than current rates that you could get on a purchase for a car. They're very arbitrary a lot of the time. So what are the tax credits for an eco-friendly vehicle? So right now, not on every vehicle, but on many of the Mercedes-Benzes, there are $9,500 lease cash, which is the tax credits that are expiring at the end of September, and those can be applied as a down payment or a discount on a lease for a lot of our plug-in hybrids and a lot of our remaining EVs. So Mercedes is doing everything they can to get all of those cars on the road before the end of September, because then the federal tax credits go away. What are some key priorities you'd identify that would lead you to recommend leasing versus buying? Ian, it all comes down to how long do you keep your cars for. That's really the simplest answer. If you get a new car every 2 or 3 years, or you find yourself wanting a new car every 2 or 3 years, then you should be leasing. Right? This is assuming that you want to buy luxury cars, because luxury cars are more price elastic, okay? If you keep your cars for 5 years or longer, then you should be buying your cars. It just comes down to how you as a person own your vehicles. What's up?
Another G-Wagon deal in there for you.
Another one? Another
G550.
G550?
Graphite.
2025.
Graphite on red pepper.
This is a 2025?
Yep.
8100?
Mm-hmm. Nice car. No diamond stitch, night package, metal weave.
Original shoes?
Original shoes. Those shoes look good though from the photo. No curb rash, no stone chips, both keys. Has window tint on the front, looks nice. The shoes look good though. Payoff is through Mercedes-Benz Financial of around 150.
So a little bit miley compared to other 25s.
Right, I mean, he drives it. I mean, it's his full-time car. He's interested in the magnetite black car, wants to finance 72 months, 5, 10, 15 grand down with tire wheel and prepaid maintenance.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this number's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about double the miles of other ones for sale.
What are the other ones going for sale for?
Well, there's some cars that are totally improperly decoding in here that's throwing things off. But I would say that, I mean, here's one for 159 with 1,700 miles. You know what I mean? 155 with 2,700 miles.
He was thinking it was worth like 141 to 145. I just don't see it.
I'm sure there's a dealership that would pay that for it, but given the miles, I think this is a very fair number. It's a little bit below where his expectation is, just barely, but he'd also be getting a G63 at MSRP. Chris does sales, nice tie. Thank you, Chris. This is a nice one. This is from Bow Ties of Vermont, I believe. They were kind enough to send me a couple. They also sent me the bow tie, which is probably my favorite. Could I change Ultra Blue Magno Matte to metallic shiny? Thoughts on that? I mean, I'm sure you could do it. I can't imagine what that process would be. You would have to strip that paint and start over. I don't think there's any other way to convert it. You could wrap the car, but again, I wouldn't really recommend that. Can you get a better money factor by financing a lease outside of MBUSA? Do dealers? You could, Paul. You know, U.S. Bank will do leases on cars, or some other banks that will. The problem is that you then are out of the Mercedes-Benz financial ecosystem, and all of the loyalty incentives and programs you now would not qualify for. So even if you saved a little bit of money along the way on the lease payment, you would not be able to get payment waivers to get out of your lease early. You wouldn't be able to get loyalty incentives if there are any. It just, I don't think, is worth it unless you found some obscure model that for whatever reason leased for hundreds and hundreds of dollars less, which realistically I don't think that would happen. Okay, so you could do it, sure. I wouldn't recommend it. Thank you for everyone who is here today. If you could tap the like button or hit the thumbs up button, I really do appreciate that. That helps me out a lot, helps to push this out in front of more people. If you're not following already, would love and appreciate a follow. And thank you for being here. It means the world to me, and I always enjoy coming on here and answering as many questions as I can. Venucci, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that very much. James, why are you so keen on having G63 trade-ins with the new G63? Would you consider someone with a 50-ish% deposit and no trade? James, the reason that we want trade-ins is because we have many, many years of data to suggest that somebody that trades us in a car for a car that has a massive supply and demand imbalance is far more likely to establish a long-term relationship with us where we can get you all the cool stuff down the road than somebody who does not. So somebody that is just buying a car with no trade, and this is not all the time, but a lot of the time that person is just being opportunistic. They're just buying a car that they can't get easily otherwise, and they're taking advantage of the availability, and they don't care about the relationship at all. Letting go of a car you have now is that kind of, it's reciprocity. You're reciprocating the fact that we are giving you something far below its market value. In exchange, you're giving us something that we can resell for a profit and recoup some of what we lose by selling you the car below market value. So it isn't about somebody's ability to pay or anything like that. It's just that we really want to have relationships with everybody that we sell cars with. We want to sell you multiple cars over the years. And when there are trade-ins involved, we have found there is significantly higher likelihood that we will continue to do business down the road. Seth, if somebody has poor credit, does leasing or financing repair credit faster? Well, they would repair credit at the same rate, Seth, because you would be getting credit for making your payments every month. It just depends on what you are more likely or more able to get approved for in that particular scenario. When can I get the best accurate price? Where can I get the best accurate price for my vehicle? Well, Hoken, I mean, again, there's a million third parties out there now. They're all going to have different information from you. Every dealership is going to be looking at different information when they're appraising your vehicle. Shop in a couple of different dealers, or Carvana and CarMax. Those are all great ways to get an idea of what your vehicle's worth. What is the longest factory extended warranty you can get on a new Mercedes-Benz? Can it be added later after purchase? Can it be wrapped in financing? Falconer, yes, you can extend, the new car warranty is 4 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. And you can extend that up to a 7-year warranty with a maximum of 100,000 miles. That's the longest you can go on the new car warranty. So it will always be least expensive at time of purchase. And here's why. Warranty prices change at least every year, sometimes twice a year. And now, with tariffs kind of locked in, what we have noticed is that warranty prices, parts prices, they have started to tick up. So you can certainly buy one later. If you buy it today, you're locked in at today's price. And here's what's awesome about Mercedes-Benz's warranties is that if you do not use them, if you get rid of that car, you trade it, sell it, whatever, before that warranty kicks in, it is fully refundable. So if you think you're going to need it, there is no reason not to get it when you purchase the car, because you'll pay today's price and you'll lock yourself in. And if you don't end up needing it, no problem. You get a full refund. If you do start to use that extended warranty, and then let's say you use a year of it, and then you trade the car in, you would get a prorated refund for the unused part of it. Okay, so there really is no reason not to do it at time of purchase. Plus, you can roll it into your financing versus having to pay for it separately. But I've noticed just across the board, this is not just a Mercedes thing, this is all brands. Parts, warranties, aftermarket things are just becoming more expensive because cost is starting to get passed along to the consumers, to the dealers and to the consumers. So, Floop, I'm really just looking to throw sales in my coworkers' face. Okay, I'm not really sure what that is. What do you think of a 2-year-old EV SUV? I think, Laura, used EVs are really good deals. I'll tell you that much. Willito, thank you, brother. Good to see you as always. I'll be in the G-Wagon Club G550 by the end of 2026 with MB&O. I will forever be a client of MB&O as soon as my GL lease is up. I love that. Love to hear that. And we very much look forward to that. Well, S-Classes see a change in the interior. S-Class changes are coming next year. Model year 2027 and calendar year 2026. That will be very exciting. Anytime the S-Class gets some new looks, whether that's in, out, all around, that's always a very exciting thing, not just for Mercedes-Benz, but for the entire industry. What's the typical money factor on a lease? It varies wildly. It really does. There's no answer for that. Sometimes they're incentivized and can be close to zero. Sometimes they can be standard and they might be in the 9% range if you're converting it to an APR. But money factors, again, are just one piece of the puzzle. In fact, I've been meaning to make a video about this, but they're really, in fact, we can probably just make it now. We can clip this later. You need to look at leases as a whole. Oftentimes I see people that break them down into their separate parts and they get very obsessed about all of those separate parts, and then they miss the opportunity to get a really great lease deal because they don't like one of the parts of the lease. Really what you're looking for ideally is 2 of the 3 components of a lease to be great. Okay, and the 3 components really are: what is the residual? And the residual value is expressed in a percentage, and it is a percentage of the MSRP that the manufacturer is projecting or guessing or whatever you want to say that the vehicle will be worth at the end of the lease. Really, all it means to you is that is your guaranteed exit strategy at the end of the lease. That is what you could buy it out for at lease end if you so chose. Sometimes residual values are very low if the manufacturer thinks that the vehicle is not going to hold its value well. Sometimes they're really high. That doesn't necessarily mean that the vehicle will hold its value well. That might just be the manufacturer making it high so that the depreciation is less and it brings lease payments down, right? If a manufacturer wants to be competitive with another manufacturer that sells a similar vehicle, okay? So you've got the residual aspect of it. Then you have the money factor. Okay, this is going to be the cost of borrowing that car over the lease. So you've got the depreciation part, that's part of your monthly payment, and then you have the rent charge. That's the other part of your monthly payment. And the money factor determines the rent charge. And the higher the money factor, the higher the rent charge, okay? The last part of it is ability to discount, right? So that's incentives, rebates, willingness from the dealers. The more that a dealership can discount a car on a lease, then the more of the depreciation that you're eating into. Okay, so let's just use round numbers. If it's a $50,000 car and a 50% residual, then that means that your residual is 25 grand. That leaves $25,000 that would be spread out over the lease plus whatever the cost of the money factor is. Okay, if then for some reason the car could be discounted $15,000, let's say. Now that only leaves $10,000 of depreciation that has to be dealt with. Okay, so you can see that even though you might say, wow, 50%, that's a low residual. Well, if it can be discounted severely, it kind of doesn't matter. So the point is that you want two of those three things to be great. Sometimes I've seen cars that have really high residuals, really fantastic discounts, but a really high money factor, and people get all bent out of shape about the money factor. Conversely, I've seen cars that have really, really low residuals and really, really low money factors and huge discounts. Again, two of the three. That low residual is offsetting some of what you get from that big discount and low money factor. So the point I'm making here is that when you're looking at a lease, if the payment is low relative to the cost of the car, the MSRP of the car, go for it. Don't get too bent out of shape about one of those three things not being good. And for Toyota people, I'm sure you might find often that, hey, it might not be a very big discount, but if it's a high residual, low money factor, great lease payment, go ahead and proceed. Okay, anyway, rant over. Would love to put my wife in a new GLS, currently in a Yukon Denali. She is modest and thinks Mercedes-Benz is too bougie. How do I convince her it's simply a quality, nice vehicle? Perception is reality. Unfortunately, some people think that. I would just say, go price out a new Yukon Denali and you tell me. I find it interesting that people could spend the same or more money on a Yukon Denali than they would spend on a GLS, but the GLS is too bougie for them, right? So I guess credit where credit is due to manufacturers that have actually started in many cases charging more than luxury manufacturers, and they get away with it because they don't have the image of being a luxury car, right? It's a really actually fascinating thing that's been happening in recent years. I mean, look at pickup trucks. Look at how outrageously expensive pickup trucks have become. It is, they're $100,000 in some cases, but they're Fords and Rams and Silverados, Sierras. So they can get away with it because, hey, it's a pickup truck, right? It's an American pickup truck. They're more expensive than a lot of luxury cars, but it doesn't seem to matter. So pretty interesting. Chances of a GLE 53 with 660 credit score, $300,000 income lease. I would say that, Mickey, there's a good opportunity there for something to work out. 660 is not a bad score. And again, I wouldn't get too fixated on the score, right? A lot of people really fixate on their credit score, but what's most important is your credit history, your comparable auto history. If you've had auto loans in the past and you've paid them on time, that's hugely important. That is a big, big part of your ability to finance or lease a vehicle. Bob, hey Douglas, I'm starting a dealership. We're looking for, okay, but I'm not sure. All right, I'm not sure what that was about. I'm debating buying a Mercedes. What model would you go with, GLE or GLS? Just depends on what you need. How much space do you need? I'm a new salesman at a 6 salesman car dealership. I'm the new guy. I'm 33 years old and the average age of the rest is 55. They don't like me because I'm already doing good numbers. Well, Carlos, nobody's going to like when you come into a new environment and start doing big numbers, that's for sure. My GLE 450 inline 6 coupe drives better than every single car I've owned and also drove the inline 6 from BMW. MB is absolutely the smoothest. Well, Lito, I love to hear that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. X5 or GLE, I can't pick. Trent, those are both great choices. Really can't go wrong with either of them. Just comes down to personal preference. Which one do you like better? Which one do you like better? That's a tough choice to make. Do you have a favorite BMW? I had an E46 M3 back in the day. Really loved that car. I don't have a current model that I particularly love. I think their new styling is, I'm still having a hard time coming around to that. I don't love all of their new styling, but I really do appreciate BMW for what it is. They're great cars, they're sporty, they're fun, they're definitely dynamic, and they have a look for sure. There's not one that I love right now. I love a lot of older BMWs. The Z8 I think is one of the most iconic cars of all time. Love the Z8. But right now I don't have a particular favorite. Carlos, what's your advice on my situation? Well, Carlos, just keep your head down and you do you. Don't hang around their negativity. You're not going to win them over by. I mean, the more mental energy that you put on it, the more draining it's going to be for you. Okay, just keep doing. You're not there to. Obviously it's nice to have friends in the dealership, but you're there to sell cars, right? Not to make a bunch of people that think that you're, turning over their apple cart. You're not trying to make them your friends, right? Yeah, exactly. Be humble, keep working hard. Great advice from the GOAT over there. That's one thing I will tell you is that be humble, be modest, right? Nobody likes somebody who's braggadocious, okay? You can be the top, salesperson in the dealership. You can be the top performer, and you can do it quietly. You can do it without ruffling feathers and being rude to everybody, right? Because sometimes high performers have the tendency of being a little bit over the top, and then you take something that they already don't like and make it even that much worse. Thank you to everybody who is a new follower today. Thank you for everyone who's tapping the screen, hitting the like button, hitting the thumbs up button. That means a lot to me. It really does. Angela, what's going on?
Hey, can you look at this 24 G550 for me?
Another 24 G550.
This guy's actually leasing it.
Okay.
I can't pull his
Got
payoff
nothing
for
in
some
here.
reason, but
Hmm?
I can't pull his payoff for some reason. He's got like some password protection on his lease information, but
Interesting.
yeah,
How do you do that?
no idea. He said, it's not, I didn't do that. I said, well, I can't
You
pull
need a
it.
social to pull it.
Yeah, he didn't want to give me a social, which I guess.
Well, then he either can give it to us or he can. What's that?
This is what he sent me though. This is his. It's 141,698 is his
Okay.
lease purchase code.
All right, so you've got nothing marked in here at all.
It's got 6,000 miles. He says it's.
I've seen some crazy stuff happen in 6,000 miles, Angela.
I know. I asked. I said, any dings, dents, scratches, or damages we'll find. I said, Carfax looks good. I just have to be sure. He said the G550's garage is only used on the weekends. There's no dings or dents, period. The passenger chair has something sticky on it that I believe can be removed easily. But.
Interesting. Can you send us a picture of that?
I don't. Okay.
I don't particularly like that explanation. If there's truly nothing at all, I like this number here.
Okay.
Does he have both keys?
Yeah.
Okay, so 138.4.
Okay.
All right, that puts him just a
If-
tidge negative.
Yeah. If I mean, depending on what this substance is, what do I hit on there?
Well, you would go to interior,
It's too
and
stained.
yeah, I mean just depends on what it is. I mean, because here's the problem. Okay, if it is the fact that he hasn't gotten it up
Yeah.
is a little concerning, right?
Right.
He's mentioning it like, oh, I think it would come up easily. It's like,
Well,
okay, well
why
then,
haven't
then
you?
clean it up,
Yeah.
right? So if he's been unable to do that, then it might require a cleaner that could damage the leather.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
He said, "Yep, I will."
Or it could be something more than that. But it's like you drive it only on the weekends,
Right.
which is great. It's got super low miles, but you just like this little throwaway comment of like, oh yeah, there's something
By the way-
on the seat that I think would clean up easily. Then
And he's all the way.
then go
in
clean it up,
California, Yeah.
right?
All right.
So yeah, I just want to make sure that we're not going to get that in and it's like, oh yeah, you got to replace that whole seat cover.
Okay.
So make sure we get a picture before we commit to a number, okay?
All right.
All right. What's up? Sit by your phone, Barry. They're ringing. I've appraised like 4 of them in the last 10 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I like this. This is probably a good place for me to wrap up for the day because I got a lot of things to finish up before I leave. But Carlos asked, what would you tell yourself if you could go back in time when you were first starting in this business? Ooh, what I would tell myself is start taking this seriously now. Okay, when I was new in the business, I really loved it. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I felt like I could make a difference, but I wasn't ready to fully immerse myself in training and really see what I could make of myself. I just felt like, who knows if I'll do this long term or what my future holds. I feel like I wasted a lot of time. I feel like I wasted several years being good but not really tapping into my full potential. So what I would say to myself is, if you love this, if you enjoy this, if you are excited to get to work every day, then go all in. Go all in, take some risk, do the things that make you uncomfortable, because talk to that person that looks like maybe they've already been talked to. Just go all in. I feel like I could have accomplished more or gotten to where I've gotten sooner if I had done that, but I was young, a couple years out of college, wasn't really ready to really commit myself every single day, and I feel like I just held myself back as a result of it. So that would be my advice to anybody that is in here, that if you're doing something that you love, that makes you happy, and you have high expectations for yourself on what you're able to accomplish, then go for it. Go all in. Work harder than everybody else around you, because there really is no cheat code to success in life other than outworking the people that are next to you. Out training, out learning, just outworking them. That is, if you do that, you will be shocked at what you can accomplish. So I'm going to hit the pause button there for the night because I do need to wrap up the evening. I really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you if you're a new follower or a new subscriber. It means the world to me. And look forward to doing more of these. We try to do one every day if we can. And again, thank you. This has been fun. Hopefully you